Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 12 of the NFL season. We're in just about the last quarter of the season at this point, and today, I have to say, the season is on the line for the Vikings. It's the day, it's the game, it's the Packers and the Vikings. It's the game. It's the Minnesota Vikings hosting the Green Bay Green Bay Packers. There we go. There are more people than just Aaron Rodgers, but really, only one that matters. Anyway, so the Vikings are hosting the Packers, which is like right now the Vikings. Son of a bitch. So anyway, the Vikings are hosting the Packers, and the Vikings are currently 5-4-1, and the Packers are 4-5-1, and the Bears are like 8-3 after their win on Thanksgiving. So, because this is the game that the Vikings need to win to keep pace, because it is such a big game, it's such a hurdle to overcome, I'm calling it the dragon that they have to slay. Fittingly, and not that I have contrived this at wording at all, and I'm calling it the dragon they have to slay. And fittingly, coincidentally, I didn't intentionally word it this way, but because the Packers are the dragon that the Vikings have to slay to keep their season alive, I am drinking Valkyrie's Dragon Blade this week. Oh, there we go. This is the last of the 6 Valkyrie beers that I bought. There are more varieties. I just got a 6-pack and been working my way through it. So we'll see how the rest. This is the last of my 6 Valkyrie beers that I purchased. I'm excited to try it. This is the last of the 6 Valkyrie beers that I purchased, and because I'm eager to try it, and because I'm very nervous, let's just get to the tasting, huh? That's good. It's lighter than I have kind of expected from them. The hoppiness is almost an afterthought, which maybe it's not a good thing for most of you, but I like it. I like that it's there. It gives it that little bit of beer bitterness, but it's not really hard on the tongue, and there's a surprising amount of flavor, considering how light it feels. This is really good. It's Dragon Blade is an American retro lager, which I didn't know what that means, so I looked it up. To cover up the inadequacies in my beer knowledge, I'm going straight to the source, Valkyrie Brewing. Valkyrie's Dragon Blade is an excellent example of a retro American steamed lager. It is brewed with pure, soft water and lightly kilned malts and is delicately hopped for a crisp, clean beer that has just a slight nutty finish. Kind of like my videos. Anyway, yeah, this is really good. That makes sense. The nuttiness, I think, is the flavor I was trying to describe. It had a surprisingly rich flavor. I will say I've had other nutty beers, or beers that say they're nutty, and I think my impression often is that it's just kind of their way of saying it's got a lot of bitterness and kind of that tannin kind of tang, and then a little bit of flavor. This is actually flavorful, but again, surprisingly light. So, out of the 6 beers I've tried from Valkyrie, I've enjoyed 5 of them. That's a great track record. Thank you very much, Valkyrie, for making these beers and for contributing to my series in your own Nordic lore way. I will scrape together a few more beers to get through the rest of the season, and then we'll see about a postseason later. Okay, today's game. Between the holidays and being up north for hunting and just never really knowing what to expect when the Vikings and Packers meet, I don't have a lot of stats and figures. It's not going to be much of a preview, except to say that, it's not going to be much of a preview because, by and large, I'm going off my gut feeling here. I don't think the Vikings are showing a cohesion, a team fighting spirit. I think they have all the talent that they need. It's the same team except for a new quarterback, basically from last year. They have everything they need, but they don't seem to be in a rhythm. They seem to be really quick to get shut down. Again, if you've watched any of my other videos coming into the season, or if you've talked to me at all, I thought the Vikings offensive line was going to be the issue. And I mean, yeah, Kirk Cousins could be the best quarterback ever, but if you're constantly getting rushed and having to make frantic throws and check downs and having balls batted all the time, you know, it's going to be really hard to be productive. That being said, they've proven that they can be. But, I mean, against the Bears, which arguably might be the best defense in the league this year, they looked really, really bad. Before that, they looked pretty decent against the Lions, which the Lions are the worst team in the division. The Bears are the best team in the division. Perhaps there's something to be said there for the level of competition you're playing against, but I guess today will be a good test. You're playing the Packers. They're almost basically tied with you in the standings, so they should be a relatively evenly matched game. And they have a decent defense, but nothing to really write home about. League average, I'd say. Jair Alexander is looking like a pretty sweet pickup on their part, and the rest of their secondary is good. I mean, not world beaters, but good. Of course, the offense, they don't have a lot of... I mean, they're pretty banged up, but Aaron Jones is looking explosive out of the backfield, involved in the passing game. He's going to be who the Vikings have to shut down. I mean, and luckily, they're really good in rushing defense. Passing defense, not so much. I did say last week that the Vikings seem, in my perception, to get really beat by rushing quarterbacks. And then Mitch Trubisky proved me right. He ran all over the place. Aaron Rodgers has been beating the Vikings with his legs and his arm for years now. So, you know, traditionally speaking, the second matchup between division rivals is lower scoring than the first, just league-wide. And I'm hoping the Vikings have figured out whatever it is McCarthy's doing this year. They're prepared on defense, and they keep it a low-scoring matchup that they win. Dalvin Cook looks healthy on the Vikings side, and the Packers are without Mike Daniels, who's been great at stuff on the run, I think. I think he's the reason for the run defense being so good. So hopefully Dalvin Cook has a breakout game. The Vikings can control the ball, keep it out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, keep it low scoring, or at least keep the Packers low scoring. I don't know. I never know. It could also be a totally high scoring game and things just go off the rails. I hope the Vikings win. My mind says they win. My heart is too nervous to make a prediction. Either way, it should be an entertaining game. Sunday Night Football, Packers and Vikings. I'm pumped. And I meant to have this out as a special edition Thanksgiving video, but spending time with family, eating too much food, I didn't get it out. But I do now want to just say a few thank yous. I am thankful for all my friends and family. I am thankful that my life is in such a good place that I have time to worry about things like the Minnesota Vikings and how they're doing. I'm thankful for the sufficient amount of income to buy delicious beers like those that I have sampled so far this year. It's the little things in life. And of course, I am thankful for all of you for continuing to watch these videos despite any real improvement in quality or the content that is provided within them. I appreciate it. It's given me a fun little thing to do on weekends, and I hope it is something fun for you too. Okay. Packers and Vikings, no matter who you cheer for, good luck. Thank you for watching. Skål för det. All right. Thank you for watching. Packers and Vikings tonight, no matter who wins. All right. Packers and Vikings, Sunday Night Football. No matter who you support, good luck. If your team wins, be nice. If your team loses, be grateful. Skål för det. Go Vikings.